Let's return to the curriculum. And let's return to the late 1700s and the first half of the 1800s, with the rise of the great industrial city and the problem of order. And let us return to the early school as a character factory. Here, it is not surprising that the curriculum is directed towards encouraging restraint. But how restraint was understood and how it got articulated in the curriculum differed greatly depending upon whether you were a child of the poor or a child of the wealthy. For the children of the poor, as you will recall from the last module, the objective of schooling was to save them from the wicked ways of their parents. The kind of schools they attended tended to be orphanages and juvenile reformatories, makeshift schools that were attached to the factories in which the children's parents worked, and what were little more than child-minding centres set up in local parishes or run by people who could find employment in no other occupation. Here, the children would spend their time making craft objects that could be sold to pay for the upkeep of the school. They would be given lessons in hygiene so that they would be a less unpleasant presence on the streets, that they wouldn't offend the delicate sensibilities of the more refined classes. And they were given a healthy dose of religious instruction, especially those passages in the Bible that emphasised obedience to one's superiors, the evils of drinking, gambling, along with those passages in the Bible that emphasised accepting one's lot in life without complaint. So restraint here was understood in terms of being under restraint. Restraint as an external imposition. For the children of the wealthy, usually males, things were very different. Their schools more closely resembled the kind of schools that we understand today. Here they would be given instruction in classical Greek and Latin language and literature. They would learn English literature along with French and German literatures, and they would study mathematics. Science would come sometime later. The whole idea here was to cultivate the type of disciplined habits of mind that would enable these students to appreciate and grasp the finer points of a high culture. Restraint here was construed in terms of self-restraint, which was considered to be the mark of the civilised person.